Hello and welcome back to a very special episode of One Take Deck Tech. I'm Tucker of Team Bloodrush Fellows, and I'm here today with my teammates Wes and Dan. To give a bit of insight, Wes and I are lifelong friends and started playing FaB together all the way back in Tales of Aria with plenty of faded Oldhim versus Lexi and Prism games, and today he's a jack of all trades and cornerstone of theory on our team. Dan is a former professional bassist, former professional weightlifter, Captain America Staniel, every Marvel Champs night for the three of us. He started playing FaB as a Katsu one-trick, ended up taking a year off the game, and now he's come back with a vengeance, reigniting our team and showcased by his win on Enigma. Wes and Dan, welcome.
What's up, dude?
What's good?
I'm very excited for this, and that intro was awesome.
Thank you.
It made me sound way cooler than I actually am.
I don't know. You look pretty cool. You're a pretty cool dude. But y'all know what we're here for. The viewers know what we're here for. Before we get started, I want to ask, how are you with spicy food? How prepared do you feel for what we're about to experience?
I'm gonna be good until I'm not good. I'm pretty good with spicy food, but not like ironically spicy food. You know what I mean? Like spicy food challenges,
Right.
I don't do well. But
Spicy,
yeah, I like chicken wings. I like spicy stuff.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat. Being from Wheezy, I enjoy spicy food, but I've not done a spicy food challenge, so see what happens.
Now, my money here is obviously on Wes. Every time we've gone out to eat or looked at restaurants or whatever, he's the guy saying, when they ask you how spicy out of 5, he's like, give me a 10 out of 5. And they go, are you sure? He's like, yes, I promise I can handle it. And then he's like,
always lie.
every time still goes, nah, it's not spicy at all. So I bet Wes can handle his own, but I personally am expecting to be the weak link here, so we'll see how it goes. But no more preamble. Let's get into it. So
wait a second. Hold on. Why did you ask if we're good with spicy food?
No reason. I mean, you got some chicken in front of you?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if the viewers know that we're doing the thing, bro.
No. Wait. Doing what thing? But okay, so spice number 1, we got Senor Lechuga. Looks like it's coming in at a 1200 Scoville heat units. It's got like a really, really yellow, almost looks like a honey mustard type thing.
Oh, pretty good.
It smells good, yeah.
I went in on this one. I'm starving.
Yeah, I'm getting a full hit on this.
No, why would you? He just went in, bro.
That's good.
I put it up.
It's really nice.
That's a little sweet.
I'm going for more.
Yeah.
It's like kind of tangy, kind of sweet with the heat, but still has a little bit of heat. That's kind of nice.
I'm gonna be honest with you. It's a little spicier than I thought number 1 was gonna be.
yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, me too.
I expected
it's
it
a
to be
little,
yeah, but it's actually
little on the tongue.
Yeah, you can definitely tell it's there.
Yeah. Y'all
I'd
get
say we're
worried?
going for water. So cool. First question. About a couple of weeks ago here in Colorado Springs, Colorado, one of our local game stores, Dungeons and Javas, hosted a 1K. Can you guys talk a bit about how we approached it and prepared for the 2 weeks before it, and what was your favorite part of the prep time for us as a team?
Wes, start this one.
So we have been a team for a while now, but our preparation has kind of been not very consistent. We haven't really leveraged our team as a team. So this time around, we were like, let's have Tuesday meetings, let's get together, we'll tech the deck. For this 1K, we did Aurora, the new armory deck is coming out. So I think we spent 2 weeks putting together the deck, preparing all the matchups, just having a general game plan into everything. And I think it paid off. Me and Tuck both made top 4. Dan, on a different list, got first place, notably beating Tucker on the Aurora list that we repped in top 4. Then went on to beat one of our locals, Tanner, in the finals. Overall, a great preparation on our team. We have a lot of matchups that you might not necessarily be familiar with, but since we have the whole team's heads coming together, we were able to get a lot of prep done in a short amount of time.
I think the biggest thing was like practice with a purpose.
Yeah.
I think that's been like really, really helping. And then like everyone throwing in their 2 cents. I've never felt, especially after taking a year off, I felt very prepared. The practices have been like not just jamming games. They've been like with a purpose. And both you guys took this and did the same thing with the RTNs. Like Wes, you had a game plan going into the RTN, got your ticket, and same thing with Tuck. So it's cool to see that this continues to be working.
Yeah, absolutely. And personally, one of my favorite parts of that experience was that even though we've been a team for several years, we very, very rarely had multiple people on the same list. Even when we happen to have multiple people on the same hero, they play it differently, they don't collaborate, and we've always like looked in the mirror and gone, why are we like this? What's going on? So this was fun that basically I just let Wes take the lead and I said, you've played this deck more than I have. I might have some opinions, but ultimately it's whatever you say goes. Let's just go with your list. And it just worked. It felt really nice for us both to be on the same list. Say, what do you think about this? Oh, I just had this experience, so next round when you run into it. It was really, really different and really rewarding for me, at least.
Yeah, that list is cracked. That list is cracked. Wes, you did a good job on that, man. That list is cracked.
Yeah, absolutely. I felt like if anybody's watched Naruto, where Naruto goes and uses all the shadow clones to do the training on top of the waterfall, and then he remerges and they all bring their experience. That's what we were. We were a bunch of shadow clones.
No wonder Dan thinks you only read anime books. No wonder.
He's coming up. It's bad fantasy.
All right, gentlemen. It's time to move on to sauce number 2, the Karma Sauce Liftoff. This is 5,600 Scoville units.
Yeah, I went in too. I'm a star.
Oh my gosh.
Stuff don't look too pretty, I'm not gonna lie.
No, it looks very pungent.
Oh, this one's good. I like this one.
Yeah, it's less hot than the last one.
Yeah.
It's good though. I can go back for more.
Yeah, weirdly less hot than the first one.
It was, right?
Strange. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Our first one kind of debated us. It was like, oh, you thought you were going to be okay? And they gave us a little kick in the ass to start.
No, that one's good. Right. I fuck with that one.
All right, so let's take a moment to talk about team dynamics. Give the viewers a little peek behind the curtain of what it's like to be on Team Bloodrush Fellows, or just any FaB team in general. What are some of the challenges that people may not think of when they want to join or improve a team that they're already on? And what are some of the highlight memories that contrast the challenges and make it all worth it?
Yo, first off, did you fucking consult Sean Evans for these questions? This is already really good. My God.
For real.
That was a good question. So you said something in my intro about me being a professional musician. I used to tour. And I toured from like 15 to like about 21. And this is the first time I've scratched the itch of it feeling like I'm touring again. Because when I was touring with my best friends. And we used to see bands that would be good musicians but didn't like vibe together. And they might spit out really good songs, but they never lasted as a band. So like behind the scenes on like specifically Bloodrush Fellows, it just feels like I'm doing the thing I want to do with the people that I want to do it with, which makes it so much easier because if you try to form a team of just like the best players in your locals, if you don't like each other or you can't vibe, you're never going to be like an open book to the rest of your teammates. So with us specifically, I feel like it's a judgment-free zone where we can all work together to do the thing. And when we travel, it is the most fun ever. It is like so much fun because it just takes me back to the tour days where it's like, dude, some of my best memories, I'm 37. I've had a ton of life experience. Some of my best memories are traveling with you guys with Flesh and Blood. So it's like, I would pick a team that you like and enjoy their company. You can always learn the game of Flesh and Blood. You can always get better, but you can't like fuck around with people that you don't like. Like you'll never, it just will fall apart. So it just reminds me of the tour days, man. It's awesome.
Yeah.
That makes a lot
One
of
thing
sense.
one thing I would add on to that is I think trust is a pretty important part of it. Because like if I'm on a team and I think I'm better than everybody else, or if I'm on a team and I think I'm worse than everybody else, or if I'm on a team and I think I'm going to tell my buddy, hey, look at my list, and then he's going to go share it with a bunch of people, like the trust kind of breaks down and it's hard to move quickly like we did with that Aurora deck. We were able to move so quickly partially because, like Tuck said, like I have a bunch of reps on the deck and he wouldn't like necessarily just take it straight up at face value. We would talk about it.
Oh no, I always give you help.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So like trust is important, I think. In addition to everything Dan said.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. Hell yeah. I guess let's move on to sauce 3. This is a hot one signature pickled garlic sriracha.
I like this one. I eat this one usually.
18,000
This one's
Scoville.
good. This one's good.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of like Frank's Red Hot.
Like salsa. It smells kind of like Frank's Red Hot too, honestly.
Oh yeah, I like this one.
Cheers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm good. You
Appreciate
can
your
put that on
process.
everything, like Frank's. You can put that on anything, man.
You can make buffalo sauce with that. Add some butter.
Yeah.
It'll be pretty good. I'd toss some wings in that. Not very spicy,
But good.
pretty good.
No.
Yeah,
Surprisingly, like, nice and manageable so far.
Yeah, so far number one has still been the spiciest. Actually.
Snuck
But I
up
think it's
on
my
us.
favorite too. It was like a nice medley of flavors. That
that's
Senor
pretty
Lechuga #1.
Well, I have all the
Okay,
bottles, so
so-
take down which ones you guys like, because, you know, we can
Yeah.
get wild
All
with
right.
it.
So let's focus back on the 1K and specifically on your decks. So a question for each of you. What is a card or two that you run contrary to the popular list that we're seeing on the heroes right now? And when we were preparing for the 1K, what was your general deck theory going into the tournament? Like either like matchup ideas or here's what my deck is trying to do and here are the exceptions, just however you want to present it.
Wes, I'll let you take the lead because we keep flipping back and forth who goes first, so we'll just keep that up.
Sounds good. So one of the things that I noticed immediately with the new armory deck is that we got 6 new non-attacks. That previously the deck was very instant heavy, and we couldn't run what in my opinion is one of the best hats in the game, and almost certainly the best Runeblade hat is the Face Purgatory. Face Purgatory, if you block with an attack and a non-attack, you can make your opponent discard and you draw, so it replaces one of the cards you block with. With the addition of those 6 new non-attacks, Face Purgatory just got way more consistent, so we leaned into that a little bit, and we're running Sizzle, to answer your question, is one of the cards that we're on that I haven't seen in really any of the lists. I know one of our other locals, RV, was also on it. But yeah, we threw that deck in there. It's a lightning sphere, works with Face Purgatory. You don't necessarily need to play it out to get like a ridiculous value, like something like Arc Lightning. And then another one I would say is Jarl is a pretty tough matchup for Aurora. So one of the techs, we went back to the tech we were used to run in FaB for the Oldhim matchup. We used Stepboard and Energy Potion. Energy Potion allows you to kind of free up your tunic counter, because you'll end up in this weird game loop where I can't use my tunic counter if they're on Stalagmite because I have to wait for them to block with it so I can get around the Frostbite. So you end up in this kind of stalemate where now I have this tunic counter just sitting here, so you can't block with this, or you have to wait so you have 2 pieces of disruption. Similarly with Winter's Pet. Pay 1 or discard, you can just float your tunic until they play it, and then just say, ha, get wrecked, and then just keep going with your turn. But that does eat up your tunic counter for most of the game, where you're just kind of sitting there waiting for them to do something to interact with you. An Energy Potion kind of allows you to get around that. Notably, it also is the 2 resources required for a Blizzard. Excuse me. So pretty good for the. It doesn't give you a ton of percentage points in it, but it gives you enough to make the matchup more doable, I would say.
Shout out to Peter too. I think he was the one that brought that idea up. And
Yeah,
then you were like right away. You were like, oh,
I thought that
I think
before.
you're
I
right.
was
Yeah.
definitely the one to bring that up.
Yeah, and I don't see
and
any
then-
other Aurora's lists on that at all.
No, yeah, I haven't seen any. And then the last piece I would add into that's kind of non-standard would be Shock Rock. We're running for the Mirror and for Syndra. In my opinion, it is just a more consistent Aether Ironweave. I found frequently in my matches when I was cracking Aether Ironweave and the aggro ones, you would frequently just pitch to the sword anyway, because on your Arc Lightning turn, you crack Aether Ironweave, pings for 1, you swing your sword, which swings for 2, and then you ping for 1 on the go again. So that's 4 points of value, but you're only spending 1 resource. The issue is it's kind of hard to play a non-attack and an attack in this deck. Or you're more consistent, like I said, with the Face Purgatory, but there's still turns where you just won't have one, and so you just won't have the option to play Aether Ironweave. However, there's rarely a turn where you don't have at least 1 lightning card in hand. So Frock Shock, in my opinion, is just a more consistent Aether Ironweave, and some of those quicker matchups where you're only going like 3 or 4 turn cycles at most.
Sweet.
That was well said, bro. My answer is not going to sound as good as that.
I'll repeat the question for you just in case, Dan. It's what's a card or two that you ran contrary to popular lists, and when you were prepping, what's your general deck theory for the tournament?
So, a lot of Enigmas. I mean, Enigma's a good deck, right? So there's less. I guess I can't say there was less of that because the lists that just came out were a little different than mine. I would say Dissolve Reality, which might not stay in because we're trying different things to the list. But and
It was pretty impactful.
Yeah, and it piggybacks off the second question, right? So for me with Enigma, you see a lot of people writing like 10K, the 10K reunion, right? Right? Mm-hmm. That card is like a win more card into the matchups you're already gonna win. If you're playing Enigma, you have to make your deck good against the aggro matchups because that's where we struggle. So the rest of them, like, you don't need win more decks against slower board state. That card is like, it's whatever. And I know like Florin was on it, the winning list that Kobe was on it. And I just think that that's like incorrect. When you're fighting against these aggro decks, mostly Aurora, because it's what we're going to see a lot of, you win through big damage and disruption. I looked at Florin's list, and Florin, we love Florin, right? Florin's a very good player.
Yeah, shout out Florin.
Yeah, he's a very good player. And we both had the opportunity to share the table with him. You were more successful than I was. But it was cool to see his list, but his list was like very defensive. So the Enigma list and the variants that the variant on the list that you see are all trying to solve the same question or the same problem. It's like, how do we beat these aggro lists? And dissolve reality, when you know that they parked like a combo piece there, it's like so good. We're also on like pummel and things like that, but I would say the inclusion of dissolve reality was good, but also getting rid of some of the excess ward stuff that doesn't help you in the aggro matchups.
Yeah, something you just don't need.
Yeah. So
and some viewers might have just heard you say pummel too, and their ears probably perked up like mine originally did, and they go, whoa, hold on, did you crack something that I didn't know, or is that jank? And I think it's like you're saying, where it's just about how you're answering problems. Like you were telling me last night when we were talking about Enigma. You're just, as you said, big damage, big disruption, like CNC, erase face, weakest link. Pummel is just sort of lending into that as another one of the answers, as opposed to a 10K or something like that, right?
Yeah, and I think some of those cards can change. I'm still testing out cards that would replace cards like Pummel, Dissolve Reality, but it's doing the same thing. It's big numbers, it's disruption, it's that kind of game plan, because I don't need my deck to be better against Jarl. I don't need my deck to be better against Florian. I don't need my deck, you know what I mean? I need my deck to be better against Aurora first. And you have to answer that question is how do we beat Aurora, right? And the answer is 90 reacts, because everything comes in for 4, and throwing big numbers and disruption. And Dissolve Reality, specifically at the 1K, did so much work.
Yeah, I think
so
that's the all-star of the disruption in the deck for me.
Because you don't need it to hit. Like, CNC needs to hit, right? Weakest link, sometimes the text on the card doesn't matter. Dissolve Reality is like when I know that card has been parked there for quite some time, and we did all the Aurora testing, I know that's a combo piece. Get it out of here, right? Like, we have to start
over. I had that come up and testing literally yesterday, right? You and me were playing Aurora v Enigma with me on Enigma, learning Enigma, and we played a line, and I blocked with Dissolve Reality, and we both sat there and looked at it, and we were like, nah, we both know that that's a combo piece in your arsenal right now.
And that's crazy, because you knew it. You were like, that's been there for a minute, you haven't played it, you're waiting for the combo. Instead of blocking with it, let me just play it. And I turned over Flicker Wisp. And I was like, you're right. Yeah.
So very good, because the Aurora game plan is to combo generally in that matchup.
Yeah, so like if I play defensive like Florin, I'm gonna give you the breathing space. If you're playing Enigma, don't play that defensively.
Yep.
Agreed.
All right, let's move on to sauce number 4. This is Savor Foods Elotes Loco Fire.
Yeah, this one looks a little sketchy. This one looks a little sketchy.
It looks pretty good to me. It looks like a...
I went in.
I
went in.
Let's see what we got.
Also, shout out to Blake for giving us this idea to do this.
This idea? Yeah.
I'm gonna hate him later. I'm gonna hate him later.
It's not too bad. We're still in territory of like I can go back for more.
Yeah, that one's good.
I like that one.
Very solid.
That one is definitely more spicy though. I'm feeling it back here.
Yeah.
I still don't think it's as spicy as number 1 though.
Yeah.
I did want to say that last sauce, whatever that last one was, had like a nice like chili aftertaste. I don't know if y'all ever had like that sweet chili condiment. It's like kind of like a jelly almost, and has like chili in it.
Talking about.
Kind of tasted like that. It was pretty good. I like that.
The hot one sauces, ones that they make, are some of my favorites. They're really good. Yo, this one is getting there though.
Yeah, this one's starting to build up for sure.
It's kind of a slow burn. It's a slow burn on this one.
Shouldn't have gone back for seconds. I think that we're stopping that now. But okay, so this next question. This one's directed at Wes. And we kind of already touched on that, but we can expand it on more. What are your thoughts on each of the new cards in the Aurora Armory deck, and how impactful do you think that product is overall in making Aurora a mainstay S tier deck? And since we've kind of already touched on some of those earlier, if you want to expand on it too, I'm interested in other cards that we weren't running, or some people aren't running, but then you think are very noteworthy. So the example I would give is Exude Confidence, for example.
Like maybe stuff as well as... Okay. So we'll start with the first part of that question, which is what I think about the cards from the new deck. I think a lot of the equipment is actually pretty good. Like we said, we're running Shock Rock. I think that card is pretty good. If you have space in your sideboard slot, it's good in a few particular matchups. Especially if you're pecking for them, you may as well just throw it in. Equipment is always really good to have since it starts on your board. Another one is I always forget the actual name. I think it's Zap Clappers. I always call it Zappy Clappies.
Yeah, the arm piece.
Yeah, the arm piece. That's another one that's good in that same matchup. The Mirror and the Syndra, but really it's good into anything that doesn't want to pitch to your arcane damage.
My camera came out of focus. I was just trying to fix it.
And the reason is one of your best cards in those short aggro matchups is Sigil of Suffering when you have CLDL. And the reason is you can draw on your opponent's turn. So Zap Clappers they aren't quite like a fourth copy of Sigil of Suffering, but it gives you that same ability to have more consistency. It gives you like an extra way to draw on your opponent's turn, which is really powerful in aggro matchups when you're only going like 3-4 turn cycles. The headpiece I've heard I haven't done a ton of testing myself, but I've heard it's very good against decks that are Inflict Knives. So like your Syndras, your Assassins primarily, maybe your Ira. Ira kind of utilizes Inflict Knives a little bit worse, but still pretty good. And then I think the only one I've not talked about is the Boots. The Boots is not particularly good. At least they don't seem consistent enough for me, especially now that we're down on instance.
They do seem like the weak link of the four.
They seem like the weakest link there. Now on to the second part of the question: what cards are we not running that maybe we would consider? So Cap of Quick Thinking, the hat is one of those. These names are crazy. Cappy of Quickie Thinky, Zappy Clappies are both pretty good equipment pieces where they start on the board, like I said. So if you have the room and you're teching for those matchups, it can be pretty good. I think a couple of other cards that we're not running are any kind of poppers. Prism, in my opinion, is one of the harder matchups for Aurora. So any kind of popper, Blanche, Findle's Fighting Spirit, whatever one flavor of popper you like, as long as it's a 7-power, what we would call a true popper as a Prism player. So it's anything that's not a 6. Since a 6 doesn't get around Triumph and it doesn't get around Halo, flashing in Figment of Triumph. So Blanche, Red Findle's Fighting Spirit, that sort of thing, probably worth considering in your sideboard, especially if you have a bunch of Prisms locally. Another one that is not in my version of the list, but notably Tucker did run at the 1K, is Gun and Flash. I have cut that card simply because we're not on a ton of instance, so its value is down for me, and the trade-off is I'm running what is it called, Static Shock, and that's that. And the reasoning behind that is Static Shock enables a 2-card 8 in a few different lines that Gun and Flash cannot do. So an example of that 2-card 8 would be Sizzle into Static Shock, 7 on hit and 8th. Lightning Press on a Static Shock, if it hits, is a 2-card 8. Electrostatic Discharge, play it up front, play your Static Shock. That's a 2-card 8 if it hits. So there's not a lot, but there's some 2-card 8s that are better into those disrupted decks, like, say, CYB New, or maybe like an Azalea or something like that, where you can't utilize extra action points. What do you pointing at?
I think he's frozen.
Oh, he is frozen. Oh, I did napkin on his head. Oh no.
Maybe he's not frozen. Maybe he's just really still.
It's just zen.
I wonder if
I think he probably.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Keep telling the answer though.
Combo breaker.
I think I heard him.
Good combo breaker.
He's back. Okay,
he's back.
He's back.
Does it all look good?
Yeah, you're good. You're chilling. Yeah.
Now, I gotta say, when Wes mentions that I'm running Golden Flash and he's running Static Shock, what he means is, as they're being like, okay, and I'm pairing round 1, he's like, wait, hold one. take those out, put those in, update the list. Okay, yeah, here you go, Judge. It is so last second of a change. It was hilarious.
It was.
I mean, obviously it works out. The band knows his theory, but it's funny to just hear, oh yeah, Tuck's running that and I'm not, when it was such a buzzer beater change.
It's close though, right? Yeah, it was close because you guys both did very well on both lists.
Yeah, we both made top 4.
Both top 4, yeah.
Before I lost to some asshole Enigma player, whoever that was.
Yeah,
I can't remember. Yeah, dissolve reality every single combo piece, you know.
Pretty good, dude. Or fantastic.
Okay, did you have any other thoughts, Wes, on the Aurora stuff?
Yeah, I had 2 more cards I want to talk about. First, I want to finish talking about Gone in a Flash. The reason you would run Gone in a Flash is if you're able to keep a larger hand, Gone in a Flash is more valuable than Static typically, because it can turn any instant in your deck into a 0 for 4. Just another copy of Gone in a Flash, basically. So, like, if you're running the Lightning Greaves and you crack them on your turn, like with Tunic or whatever, anytime you play an instant, even if you can't get value out of the instant, like if you have to play Lightning Press and the Resolution step, or the damage step, I mean, and then bounce it, so you don't get the damage off of Lightning Press and the reactions, it still turns that 0 for 3 into a 0 for 4. So it's pretty good in that spot, but you kind of need larger hands to make use of it because you got to pitch Lightning Greaves and you got to, you know, have more cards, more instants to get the value out of Gone in a Flash. And then the last card that we mentioned was Exude Confidence. I don't think it's a necessary card, but it is a very good card in Aurora. And it's good because it stops any shenanigans in that combat chain, essentially. Unless, of course, they block it with a kind of power.
We just heard last sauce. Dan says, well, number 1, first and foremost into Aurora, I as Enigma run 9 D-Reacts. So I think just inherently, Exude's got to stunt any of those decks with just 6 or more.
For sure.
Yeah,
another deck like that would be any of the Earth Heroes. They frequently will try to run, what is it called? Rootbound Carapace, in order to decompose on your turn. If you can cut that out, you really push a lot of points in that matchup. I don't think it's necessary, like I said, but it is very good into a few decks. CYD sort of decks, like the TD decks, is another one of those. I think that was probably the last card that I would talk about. Yeah. Freeze again.
This guy's gone in a flash.
He's gone in a flash, dude.
Oh wait, he's still we can still hear him though. It's just videos. Oh, okay, so he's back. He's back.
All right, boys. All right, Sauce 5. We're overdue.
I opened this one. I smell how spicy it is.
Calientes Rojo. This is 50,000 Scovilles.
Wes, how deep you going on these dips, bro?
Let
me see. I want to see. I want to see the dip. I want to see the dippage. Yo, Tuck's got a whole. What the? It looks tough. Tuck's got a whole chicken. He's dipping in there.
Yeah, dude. All right.
Wes, you gotta stop giving these. You gotta stop giving these like really good answers, because I'm gonna sound like a fucking idiot.
Well,
I'll chill out. My bad.
That last question was only for Wes, so this one's only for Dan. So now's your chance. Oh man, that had a lot of flavor to it. I like that one.
That one wasn't that spicy.
Spicy at all.
It wasn't.
Yeah.
No.
What is this order that they came up with?
Scoville, but Scoville's like kind of nonsense.
Yeah, I guess it is, man.
Yeah, so far number 1 was like one of the spiciest of the first 5. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But okay, so Dan, Enigma has plenty of illusionist tricks in her toolbox. Illusionist, of course, the toolbox class in general, but all of them feel so different. Are there any tricks in the deck that stood out to you as like mind-blowing interactions or something that you think people generally aren't aware of? And you're welcome to say no. If you say no, I do have another question ready. But I'm curious if there was anything that you were like, oh my god, that's fucking crazy, you know?
I think that Restless has more uses than just the etchings combo, and we've seen it pop up a lot of different ways. Restless and etchings is like obvious, but there's like a lot of cool different things that you can do. What's the 3 cost card that blah 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 blah? Sacred Art, Immortal Lunar Shrine.
Yeah.
That with Restless, obviously etchings with Restless. I think that like people play Mirror Guy and they're like, I need to play Mirror Guy and then protect it and do everything. But like sending it for 8 and blocking for 4 is like a ton of value. So like moving the counters and like the way that you do it, depending on the matchup that you're against, is super important. I did a double etchings combo and then moved it to Restless and essentially had like an infinite block loop against Verdance in the finals. And that one's like a little bit more obvious, but just playing out different ways of using Restless and counters and ways to block, I think is something that looks very obvious at first. But when you dive into different ways that you can set up defensive ways of Spectral Shield and specifically the Restless combo, I think it's really good. I think that's probably it, though. Everything else, I don't want to say everything else is obvious, but I don't know if there's any other like cool tricks that I can think of right now.
So a follow-up question then. Do you, Daniel, mainboard or sideboard Sacred Art? And how do you feel about that card in general? How do you utilize it? And what are the common pitfalls?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I just had shout out. All right, so shout out to two people who have helped me a lot with Enigma on top of the entire team. Michael Kaywood, who is a teammate of ours, has definitely helped me on Enigma. I also am getting coached by Aaron Grace from the Card Guys. Just had this conversation because I just had a coaching session right before this. Sacred Art usually pull out in the Agromir matchups, and that thing is in. It sucks because it doesn't block, but there is so good to go ping pong off the first question. Sacred Art is such a good card and has so many different uses of different things you could do it. And Simon, one of the homies, had this crazy turn yesterday when we were doing the labbing, and it was like,
it was sick.
Defensively playing it because you had a lot of ward, moving every counter, like 117 counters onto Restless, and being able to block that way. I think that card is like really, really, really good, and it's situationally good. So it takes like a lot of thinking to like make it good. I love that card though. So that card's in.
So it comes out into aggro and it's in.
That is in everywhere now. It used to come out in aggro. Yep, that card is always in.
Okay.
That card is really, 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 really good. Wow.
Yep. Sweet.
Damn, I gotta take longer on my answers because we're number 6, baby.
This is Pico Peppers Volcano.
Let me see the dip.
6,000 Scovilles.
We're going in?
I gotta see how much Wes is going in on this.
I went in, Wes.
Wes, you gotta show the camera.
Cheers.
Oh my god. Cheers.
Okay. Well, my scalp is starting to sweat.
I like that one.
That one was good. Yo, we're still.
I feel like it's gonna build.
We're still in there.
Because so far they're not that bad.
No.
Yeah, now I'm judging everybody I've ever watched on that YouTube show.
Hot ones?
Number 4.
I don't know if we could say
Hot ones. Sean Evans, hot ones. I'm saying it.
Yeah, that one. I'm judging everybody I've seen act like a major wiener on that show.
I have seen this exact thing happen, though.
Fair.
We'll see.
Yeah, maybe I'll eat my words.
They always say this is the good times. Let's remember the good times. This is the good times.
This is the good times.
So we've gotten through the individual questions. We've had the solo rounds here. So we're going back to questions for both of you guys. What have you learned by playing this hero? And compared to the type of player that you identify as and your perspective of the game, like before you played the hero, what are your big personal takeaways and experiences from this hero that you've played and learned?
Wow. Yeah, these questions are good. As a Ninja Katsu stan, pre-break, I wanted to learn the game of Flesh and Blood through the lens of one hero, and that was Katsu. And then once I learned Katsu, I fell in love with the hero, which a lot of people have that feeling. It's like a fighting game. You like find your hero and you're like, oh my god, I hate the LL system because once this thing goes, and Tuck, you know more about this than most.
Yeah.
Right? Like
every day.
Yeah. So like when Katsu he didn't LL, but they killed him. R.I.P. I came back and I tried to make Katsu work.
Yeah.
I was getting beat by fucking armor or blitz decks that people just bought off the shelf, and they were spanking me. And I was like, okay, this isn't gonna work. But the good news is, like after that, I felt like I was a free agent. So I really wanted to learn decks that play not like Katsu. So I started learning Enigma. One, I'm having a ton of fun learning something that I wouldn't have learned unless LSS forced me to by gutting Katsu. Two, Enigma has done an amazing job, and Illusionist will do this, where it is teaching me the rules of Flesh and Blood that I did not know because I didn't need to know, which is making me a much better player. And then three, it's just like, I think learning, not different decks, I think learning different decks is important, but learning different archetypes is like important because I can feel myself improving faster than I was before. And of course it has to do with everything. We came in, we're doing these team practices now. We are forcing each other. We had a Prism day where West taught Prism. We had the Aurora day. We're going to have Assassin day. We're going to have we're going to do these deep dives internally where everyone is piloting the deck, and it's really, really helping. But Enigma was really, really good for me to learn to grow as a Flesh and Blood player, and I can't believe I'm going to say this out loud. I look forward to learning the CYB fatigue decks. I look forward to playing Guardian.
Get them out of here.
I look forward to playing all this stuff. Like now, I'm like,
man.
yeah, I'm looking forward to playing fucking
Changed man.
limited in the at Vegas. Kind of crazy.
Well, I told you I'm going to make you play Necromancer, so I hope you look forward to it.
I want to play it all, man. I want to play it all. I'm meta chasing so hard. I'm playing whatever's good.
All right, Wes, what about you?
As far as learnings go from Aurora, it was less about specific stuff about the hero because I had been playing it since Rosetta release off and on. That was like the Rosetta hero that I chose to build and enjoyed. But I think what I learned was how quickly we can, if we bring all of our team together and put our heads together, how quickly we can have a turnaround on bringing a deck from like, oh, there's these new cards and I haven't really been prepping this deck for an event to, I feel very prepared for this deck. Anything I sit across from, I know what I'm doing into it. I know what my sideboard looks like. I know what my game plan looks like. I know what they're trying to do, like all that stuff. We had such a quick turnaround in that. That I think that was the biggest takeaway is like faith in us, I guess, to do that and then perform. Yeah, like we can do it. We can do it. Because I have not like ever considered myself a good deck builder. So for us to just put in the time and get there so quickly felt pretty good.
Tuck, what about you? Like, yeah. I know that you are playing very much outside of your, I'll say, wheelhouse. You're a very good Flesh and Blood player. Anyone that's shared the table with you knows that. But like, I haven't seen. I know I took a year off, but when I came back, you piloted Aurora like a beast. When we did the Prism thing, you came in. This dude came in, went to the armory, the very first game in paper after the Prism session. ALS looped Mac into an oblivion the first game like a gangster. What about you? How is this like? I'm going to ask you the same question that you just asked us.
All right, so I'll keep mine specifically for Aurora since I used Wes's deck list and we talked about Aurora and I played her for the 1K. I identify as a mid-range control player. I definitely like the slower, the macro gameplay. We've talked a lot about micro and Flesh and Blood versus macro and Flesh and Blood. Stay tuned for Protect Your Deck episodes. And I specifically remember when Skizik and Skyward Serenade came out, and I was like, oh wait, guys, hold on. This is a macro moment. We have to count and make sure you don't throw Serenade and then go, oh wait, I'm already out of Skizik. Every time you're playing a Skizik, just because you drew it, it's one less in your deck, and now you're on 2 Skizik and 3 Serenade. Like, we always keep this in mind, so sometimes you would pitch that even though it's like 1 or 2 points less damage. And I remember when I first brought this up, it was kind of hand-waved, like, yeah, whatever, we're an aggro deck, I don't really care. And then later that day, I heard you go, oh, wait. Oh, it happened. Whoops. Crap. So I really like that they took an aggro deck and added just a little bit of micro, or a little bit of macro, I mean. Just a little bit of deck shuffle. And I really like finding the lines in Aurora. I think Ninja is whatever. It's all about sequencing and playing your opponent. But man, the amount of times that we were looking at Aurora hands and going, this hand sucks, wait, hold on, this hand's cracked, and I'll show you why. Or where we were like, wait, I think this is the best possible thing you could do, and then someone else would be like, no, what if you did this? But I remember I specifically had a hand that was 3 Arc Lightnings and a Skyward Serenade in testing into Fang, and we made that into like every card was worth 4 value, and I arsenaled an Arc Lightning. And we just sat back and went, what the hell? So, suffice to say, I think it was really, really fun taking an aggro deck, one that is normally not in my wheelhouse, and being able to apply things that are in my wheelhouse, like the macro side of it, or really looking at lines and calculating 5 different lines based on the context of the game turn to turn. You're not just going, well, these are the best numbers, so we do the best numbers. What's the next hand? So I enjoyed really having to adapt in an aggro sense and not just play a deck where, like Ira, if I sat across from an aggro deck, felt like, all right, dice roll, GG, and that was it. Aurora does not feel that way. She felt like if I lost the aggro mirror, it was probably because I could have approached it differently. I could have found a better line. I could have blocked a different time. And I really enjoy games where when I lose, I can look back and it's my own fault and not just due to variance. So I feel like it was just a really different experience for me that I got to flex my muscles and learn a lot. It was fun. It was a good time.
Yo, how's this motherfucker?
I think you bounced it back too, man. Hell yeah.
How is this motherfucker gonna ask these questions and then give the best answer?
Well, I mean, I think Wes is like pretty definitively the best jack of all trades on our team. But us learning all the new heroes, like you're saying, or me bouncing to aggro, or you bouncing to control, like it's all of us getting better at having this like sort of complete perspective of the game that players like Wes and Simon just sort of have a head start on the rest of us on. And I think it makes us better overall, no matter what deck you're playing.
Yeah,
it's all fundamentals, right? How many times have we said like UP is the GOAT because it's just pure fundamentals to the core?
Yeah,
I think we're all trying to get better at that. And just to put aside our ego, where things that seem obvious, we're like, well, let's not just brush it away. But that's enough about me. Let's get back to you guys and sauce number 7. This is Butterfly Bakery from Hot House Sauce.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep full dipping. I'm gonna keep full dipping until.
That's smoking on butter.
Oh, that's a bad sign. That's a.
It smells like hot sauce to me.
Whew.
Yo, Wes, show me the dunk.
Yeah, show us the dunk.
Yeah, Wes, you're leading this. Show us the dunk, bro.
Do not kill us.
Damn, bro. Okay.
This dude wants to die.
This guy went in.
Woo. Yeah, that's fiery.
It's pretty good. It's buttered. That's my favorite one so far, actually. It's really good.
My eyebrows are starting to sweat.
Dude, wait till your
It's almost like a
whole upper here is all sweat.
I got the beanie to cover it, bro.
Don't worry, Wes is gonna join me here soon. He's giving 4 years.
Me? I mean, I'm not far behind, man.
No, you were.
You got that Puerto Rican hair. You're set.
You're strong, bro.
Yeah, what's fucked up is all the Puerto Ricans in my family went bald at like 17.
Woo! Yeah, that one definitely builds up. It's starting to get spicy, for sure. So okay, story time. I want to hear from both of y'all. What was your toughest or scariest matchup of the day at the 1K, and what was your favorite game of the day at the 1K?
What if mine is... Yeah, you go. I think I started. What if mine's the same one?
That's fine. Tell us more about it.
It was against you, Tuck.
Oh.
And I'm not just saying that. So my matchups were Peter on Arachne. We went to time, but I had to leave. He's a homie, so he was like, "You could have this one, bro. You took a year off. You could have this one." Then it was I got steamrolled by KO, and then I had like Jarl, Verdance, some other matchups like the Enigma mirror. So like the Enigma mirror is super snowbally. Jarl is like the freest win if you're playing Enigma. And the Verdance match was cool. The games with Tanner were real cool because Tanner's always brewing some off the wall.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he's always brewing some weird shit where you're like, yeah, very good player. And like to his credit, it is a tough matchup for him. It is not a good. He does not want to sit across from an Enigma. But with you specifically in the top 4. I played Blake on Dory. That was a fun game. Okay, so I would say that it was the most difficult, most fun.
Yeah. Most
difficult was you. That game was razor thin. Everything lined up my way that had to. Dissolve reality, get that art smile on my face.
Yeah.
Phantasmaclasm, when I get to see his hand, I'm like, yeah, that arc lightning, that shit got to go.
Yep.
Oh my god, dude, I weakest linked, pummeled. And when so Tuck's looking at me, and weakest link is there. I have one card in my hand, and Tunic is at 3. He looks at Tunic.
And one floating.
And one floating. He looks at Tunic, looks at me, and he goes, "No. Are you gonna?" I tunic pummel. He looks up. This man looks me in the eyes and goes, "I am so proud of you." It was the coolest moment ever because it was like I crane kicked.
A moment of pure joy.
It was. It was like I'm Daniel's son, and I crane kicked Mr. Miyagi in the head. You know what I mean? It was like it was.
Passage. It was amazing.
It was. It was the coolest thing ever. That match was definitely the closest of the day because Enigma Mirror, it's snowbally. Jarl is, a good matchup for us. Verdance is a good matchup for us. That one was the one I was fearful of the most, and it really felt like a whole team effort because I felt like the only reason I was successful is because we did all the Aurora testing. If I go to most fun and it's not the same one, that one was a lot of fun though. It's got to go to Blake on Dory because that matchup is not Dory favored. It is Enigma favored for sure. But if you know Blake, this motherfucker is a warrior stand till the day he dies. He's going to make you work for it every single time. So him being on the deck, it's like me being on Katsu if Katsu is playable. It's like, even if the matchup's not or Christian's door, you know what I mean? It's like these people that are on these decks, you can't misplay because they know exactly what their deck does and exactly what their outs are. And they're just so comfortable on the list that they're on. I got there, but it was like every single time he's like, Dawnblade for 3. I'm counting the cards in his hand, his arsenal, all the threats in his graveyard. If I don't do that and I don't play it exactly like that, he throws like a jagged edge, fucking blows me out, and now it's like an upset. And that matchup is very not favored for him, but because he is so good on the list that he knows and is creative with it and does all these things, it's a lot of fun because you're just playing that game back and forth where it's like, motherfucker, do you have it? Like, do you have it?
You
know what I mean? Yeah, it's like, come on, man. I block 9 on a Dawnblade for 3. He's like, pass. And you know what I mean? I'm like, oh, come on, man. So that was like, it would be those 2 games. And both of those were in the top 8. And then, of course, the games with Tanner were awesome. I mean, Tanner's such a homie. He's like the realest one. Tanner is like, in victory or defeat, he's one of those people that is like always super graceful. So like, shout out to Tanner.
Yep.
So for me, I would say the most fun game was actually also against Blake. We had a Dory v Aurora game, which I think is actually kind of tough for Aurora. If you don't see the nuts, it's kind of hard to race them, especially if they're running, I think it's called a Glistening Steelblade, the one from the Classic Battles deck. That card can just snowball counters real hard, and it's really hard. I would say the common aggro game plan into Dory is you just kind of throw your hands, and then once they get a counter, you drop your hand, clear the counter, and then go to the next turn cycle, and then just kind of rinse and repeat. So it's kind of this on-turn, off-turn sort of game plan. Aurora can't really do that. A lot of cards don't block, and a lot of our cards block for 2. And we were running the combo game plan into it as kind of a hedge to like maybe a little bit of a high roll in case we can. So the game is, I think, turn like 4 or 5, and he's played 2 Glistening Steel Blades. I've given up like most of my hand and basically all of my armor. So I'm in a pretty tough spot. I have one piece of the combo in my hand, and I made a decision to continue to block to try and preserve my life total just on the off chance that I drew the Arc Lightning in order to get the whole combo. And it ended up paying off. I think like the turn after that, I drew into it and proceeded to win the game from there. Presented like some stupid number of damage, like 30 something damage. But it was like it's always a great time to share the table with Blake. He was a good sport about it. And there was also a weird decision on his part that we talked about after, where he arsenaled a Calming Breeze on I think like the first turn of the game, and it sat there for way too many turns. And honestly, that was probably what cost him the game, is he sat that for way too long, waiting for like an Arc Lightning or something like that, not knowing that I was gripping the combo, basically. So he ended up using it for, I think, just 1 point of value, and it was kind of a huge loss of tempo there for him. Because otherwise, he would be able to like stash a attack react or a defense react or something in there just to get over the top or to kind of blow out on hits. So that was probably the most fun game. The toughest game, though, would be my first round of top 8, which was against a Denver local, Alexis, who was on CYB New. I misplayed and burned my snappies and I think one other piece of equipment or something on a really stupid decision where I thought I was drawing 2 cards on a from CLB and a snatch, but didn't realize I just for whatever reason had been like thinking through the line for too long and forgot I had already drawn off of CLB. So I burned snaps, draw 2 cards, and then Alexis calls judge, and I'm like, crap. I just burned snappies and got basically no value out of it, and the draw was like terrible too. So I couldn't even play it. I honestly thought I lost that game when that's so from there, I'm just like, okay, what is my out here? How can I play around this fatigue? Because normally snappies in that matchup is super important because you will draw a turn where you just won't have a source of go again, especially if they were able to disrupt you on that previous turn. So I thought I lost the game on the spot. But luckily, I was able to pitch stack a double burn-up shock turn. I sat one in personal and knew the other one was coming up on the following turn. And then it came to a decision point where I was like, okay, I'm pretty sure Alexis doesn't have another D-React. This is like the second to last. I think I had Ravenous Rabble and a bunch of blues, so that wasn't even a 0 for 4. So this was like the last 0 for 4 in my deck. And I sent it, played out the second burn-up shock after she blacked out on the whole chain for the first one. I played the second one out from Arsenal, played the 0 for 4, and she takes like, I don't know, like 9 points of damage or something. It basically seals the game there. The other thing that happened was she actually was able to bonds out my Poison Wells, so I didn't have those either for that match, and I thought it was super cooked.
Yeah.
So that was like the literal last-ditch effort there that I could have done to get that match, and it was super tight match. Alexis played it super well, and that was probably the toughest one of the day for me. And then I do want to shout out Tanner. He kind of blew me out of the water in my top 4 match with a turn 0 Cheapo Millennium Tree, which I think presented 15 arcane damage that I just couldn't interact with. Yeah, the broccoli dude was just going crazy.
It's so good.
It was going crazy. The broccoli did so much damage to me. And then he was able to line up some disruption, if I recall, or something like that, just to kind of seal the game. But that 15, or 16 or whatever it was, uninteractable damage was just way too much. So that was that match.
Shout out to Alexis too. I, as someone who had not played much Aurora, was very terrified of CYB new. It's a very scary deck if you're not used to it. And then you played into her and beat her. And I played into her and she's like, no, don't worry. It's pretty favored for you. And I was able to win, thankfully. I had some luck on my side. But, man, we want to talk about people who are graceful both in victory and defeat. And she's sitting there playing a bad matchup of Aurora. And it was 3 Auroras in 22 people, right? Me, you, and Arve.
Yep, that's
and
right.
She played
all of us.
6 rounds of Swiss. It was rounds 4 Aurora, round 5 Aurora, round 6 Aurora, top 4 Aurora. So she played 4 back-to-back Aurora games with 3 of them in the room, and very, very graceful, very kind, absolute pleasure to play against. Even though I'm sure she was screaming internally, even apologized to us, and never even cracked. So I want to give credit where it's due. It was an absolute pleasure playing against Alexis, and I know I struggle a lot to maintain my composure when situations like that happen. I probably walk outside and complain to y'all a lot. So I want to give props for our studio now.
Yeah, shout out for sure. We had a chat with them out here, and they were very graceful.
Okay, are we all ready?
No.
Ready for the bomb beyond vicinity?
No.
I don't know what to expect because all of these so far, I feel like honestly have not.
Yeah, they're not bad.
Wes, I'm gonna go with your dip, bro. I've had this before, so I'm just gonna go with your dip. I'm gonna let you lead the way, and I'm just gonna follow, and then I'm gonna fucking hate Blake. Man. Oh my god. Let me see the camera. Let me see you hold it up.
Wait, so both of y'all shouted out Blake as your most fun game of the day. Can we all agree? Fuck Blake for recommending this to us.
Yeah, how dare he?
Yeah, I mean, after this we're gonna. Oh my god, bro! Are you?
Hey, you said you were gonna match me, bro.
Is that good?
Yeah, we're chilling. Cheers.
Oh, god damn it, bro! All right, go. Ask the question, bro.
The peak pain right here. So spit fire. What are your flesh and blood staunch opinions, aka facts? Who is the best hero? What cards fucking suck? What do you love? What do you hate? Spit fire.
Katsu's the best.
Dude, I hate nasty, bro.
I hate the.
It's not good. Woo!
Hold on. What's the card the Earth card that blocks Rootbound Carapace?
I don't even know what the question was.
Rootbound Carapace? That card. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh,
the question: spit fire, bro. Give me your biggest hot takes. Your opinions that are facts. What do you love? What do you hate? Spit fire.
I hate Oldham. I hate Rootbound Carapace. I hate D-Reacts. I love Katsu. I hate Blake.
No, for real, I hate Blake.
Oh.
Screw that guy.
I love Prism.
It's
I love Ninja. I don't really have much else to say. My mouth is on fire.
It's so bad.
Oh my god. Oh man, I'm like sweating now too. Oh my god.
my eyes are sweating.
I hate Red in the Ledger. I hate anything that doesn't let me.
God.
I hate Zen. Because he got Mons, man.
Yeah, how dare he? How dare he? Who was responsible for MST? Whoever was responsible for MST is their fault. Is that Gottlieb? It's probably his fault.
Yeah. Yep. I think Gottlieb made out with us too.
Oh
No,
my
Wes, that
god.
was way too much, bro.
That sucks.
All
He's
right.
been fired.
It's only getting worse. It's just getting worse.
Oh my
Jeez.
god, you got no more hot takes?
I don't even know what the question was, bro. I heard like favorite part or something. What was the question?
Bit fire, dude. Give me your hot takes.
Hot take. I don't know. I hear assassin players say like our cards are in the rate all the time. That only matters in like Enigma.
Yo, you know what I hate?
Assassin players are so fucking full of themselves.
Mantle
Oh my
is
God.
crazy, bro. I can't believe they.
Mantle is
hard.
BS.
Yeah, that card is crazy. Siren Skull. I'm with fuck on that one. That card is crazy, bro.
You know what I
That card is
hate?
crazy. What you hate? What you hate?
I hate how much the word value and rate is used in Western life. I hate it. I hate
How
five.
dare they?
I hate five. Five's the worst Gatsu.
Don't let Dylan hear you say that.
Yeah, I think he's listening.
Five.
Dylan, I hate five.
Fire is the worst design ninja, dude. He's so boring.
Jeez. Yeah, David's gonna be pissed
Oh
too.
my
if he watches
god.
this.
Holy shit.
Shout out Dylan and David. 5 stands. Shout out Lipsky,
Oh my
another 5
God.
stand. Oh my god.
I hate how expensive these generics are.
Oh my god.
That's not a hot take.
I'm talking about things I hate.
full things of milk. And my eyes are still just crying. My mouth is on fire.
I'm trying my best. I'm trying my best not to go for the thing.
Oh my god. That is awful.
I
Almost
hate-
as awful as playing against fucking Dromai. Fuck that hero.
I hate sleeves.
Never come back, Dromai. Never come back.
That guy is a bullshit card. Who printed
You know
that?
what, you know what pisses me off is when people are like, Dromai's gonna come back any day now, when Icelander and Lexi are like so much more overdue.
True.
I hate
I don't like
ice.
Icelander either.
I hate ice. I hate
How dare they? Yeah, let me just play my
I hate
cards.
disruption.
Let me just play my cards.
Yeah, I hate
Oh my
disruption.
gosh. You can just pay your taxes. Just don't run 50 red cards, and you're allowed to play your cards.
I refuse to pay
Okay.
taxes. I refuse. Don't ice me.
Oh
I already got blood in my veins. I don't need more ice. I'll just turn into
Are
ice.
you ready for sauce number 9?
Yes.
Or you don't need a minute?
No, I just want to go through this now.
Yeah. Oh man.
Every breath
Okay.
I take is worse.
I know. Every breath is just daggers of fire.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
if we did that for the
so
bottle,
let's
I'm
wait.
going in. I don't
Wait,
give a fuck.
wait. One more hot take. One more hot take before we move on. Ban
hot take?
Fiddle's Tunic. Ban Tunic. Ban Tunic. Every deck leans on it. It's a crutch. Ban it. Get it out of here. I don't want to see it.
This
Every
guy.
deck runs it. It's garbage. Get it out
I
of here.
agree. I agree.
Ban CNC.
I
Ban
just
CNC.
bought my CNCs and
less.
Tunic from a year
Get
off.
Tunic
Don't
out,
ban
though.
these cards
Get
yet.
Tunic out though. Get Tunic out. I don't like it. Every deck needs like
And
way
Crown
too many
Providence.
decks rely on that.
Ban Crown of Providence too.
I just
Ban
bought
Crown
all
Providence
these
and
cards.
CNC.
I just bought all these cards.
Sell them quick. We're gonna need the
You ban
insider.
my books. You ban my books. You better ban some card shit.
Oh my god. Alright boys, we gotta keep on going.
All right.
You just sit here suffering. This is sauce 9.
Yeah, I went in on this one too.
Majesty, Sicilian, Scorpion. 800,000 Scovilles. God help us all.
All right.
Oh my god.
How much
The
better?
camera can't take it either.
Fuck this.
I like that one. That's pretty good.
Okay, as we descend back into sanity, I'd like you both to give me a quick elevator pitch of your heroes' matchups and game plans.
This is quick. I got you. If you're against aggro, Race down their life totals. Disrupt them. Disrupt them. You're going to take damage, but they're going to take some too because they don't want to block. You pull them down with you. Then you mirror guy. When they're about 12-ish health, they have to give you cards. Don't play it first. Drag them down. Drag them down. Into the board state matchups, there's only 2 buckets. Aggro, board state. Board state matchups, take out your pre-roll. You light that shit up. You hit that shit twice before the game. You look your opponent in the eyes and you say, there's no fucking way I'm losing this. And you just play your cards however they come. You're good. You're going to win.
Your soul.
Oh my god.
You're going to win.
Okay.
That's it.
All right, let's go.
Enigma buckets. We got aggro v aggro. Play your cards. That's all you got to do. There's some intricacy in the lines. Oh my god. And some intricacy in the lines.
It's pretty
Yeah. But just other than that, like aggro's easy. Play your cards. Where I would say the struggle comes, Jarl, Prism, and Combo are like your kind of intricate matchups. Combo, you don't always death grip it. That's my biggest advice. Do not death grip the combo if they have disruption. You will just lose trying to death grip it. But no, oh my god, this is one of my windpipe. Oh Jesus.
It's getting worse.
Yeah, it's getting worse.
It's building a lot, yeah.
Combo, sometimes you just gotta send it. You get to low enough, you don't see the combo, just play your Arc Lightning. Your Arc Lightning's like one of your best cards in your deck. Aggro, same thing. Arc Lightning, best card in your deck. We found frequently Arc Lightning determines the aggro matchups. Finally, Prism and Jarl.
Yo, what building are you in where your elevator's going fucking 87 floors?
Oh.
Sheesh. Prism is tough. Prism, block the first Herald. If you can. If you can't, pray. Pray to whoever the god of soul is that she won't cream you. Jarl, I think Energy Potion is a great answer. Keep your tuna counter up if you're not on Energy Potion. Like I said earlier, keep your tuna counter up and play around their ice that way. Just keep your tuna counter just sitting there. You don't need to get value out of it just by it sitting there.
All right.
That's all I got.
I'm crying.
Oh, Prince.
I'm crying.
My stomach.
You can see the sweat on my forehead.
Yeah, just the sheen of sweat. Oh my god. Every breath is pain. All right, let's finish it up. Number 2, let's get the hell out of here.
It's the last dab.
This is the last dab experience. 2.7 million Scovilles.
Yo, I'm going in.
Are we doing the thing?
Yeah, I went in. I went double. I'm just.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I went in, dude.
It's traditional, right?
In.
It's traditional, right? Look at that. Look
Yeah.
at that.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I poured it all over. Yeah.
Last dab. Last dab. Just a little bit extra.
Yo, my shit's almost empty, bro.
Shit.
Number 4.
Crazy. Oh god. Cheers, boys.
Oh fuck.
It's not too scrubby. Oh my god.
It hurts immediately.
Oh my god.
It just hurts less time.
Boys, we've done it.
We did it.
We've done it. We're done. There's nothing left to do but roll up the red carpet.
Holy
Boys, there's
sweat.
that camera, all the cameras in front of you. Let the world know what's going on in your life and brag about the absolute beast of running that y'all have become. And also dance off the tattoo as well.
Oh shit, yeah. I got a new one. I wanted to put myself through as much pain as I could in one day.
Yep, fresh off the presses.
So,
Oh
yeah, it's good to be back in the scene. It's good to be, tears are literally coming out of my eyes. It's good to be back in the scene. Shout out to all the Denver
Cheers.
people. Shout out to all the Springs people.
Cheers.
Protect Your Deck is coming back. We already have an episode with Dylan that's, we already recorded that shit. If you want to know how I won the 1K, you listen to that episode, because all I did was listen to the things that Dylan said. He took 2 RTN victories home, and this motherfucker's a beast. I just listened to everything he said. That's all I got.
yeah. Their episode's great. Listen to that. Shout out Dan. Shout out Dylan. Protect your deck. Coming back. Ready for it. I think. Man, I can't think right now. I don't know. I said I just think. I can't think. Oh my god.
All right. Well, I'll shout you both out. Y'all both just ran a half marathon. Nobody's going to run 13 miles. Y'all ran 13 miles uphill. What was the elevation game?
1,800 feet.
1,800 feet. For anyone that's heard of the incline here in Colorado Springs, that is almost the height of the freaking incline. They also ran a half marathon. Look at this boy. This is the guy it takes. Wes did too. Wes and Dan both doing absolutely fucking crazy in their fitness journey. Also shout out Dylan too on a team. Insane, super inspiring. Both really deserve a lot of love and praise for getting there. Are y'all going for the full 26?
We're going for it. We're taking a break right now. We're still running. We're not doing the long runs because I gotta lose some weight. My knees are killing me. I gotta stretch. I gotta lose some weight, and then we're going for it. I don't know how long it's gonna take, but we're going for it.
Just wait till I tell you what. Tonight you'll lose some weight. I bet.
Blake, I hate you.
I'll tell you what we're not gonna do. We're not gonna run.
Then your shirt's all back
on 1,800 feet.
It's the Iron Lion.
That's just inside out. Oh man.
All right. Any last words before we call this?
Yeah.
I want to say,
if you like Aurora, if you like aggro, play Aurora. She's got some really interesting game decisions with your lines, some intricacies with your sequencing. One of the best aggro decks to play right now. I think it's really fun. Highly recommend. Enigma, fuck Enigma. Prism's the better illusionist. If you like illusionist, shout out Prism. Prism's OG. Let's go. That's all I got.
And if y'all want to see more Flesh and Blood content, please check out Bloodrush Fellows. We'll be here. We're going to have Protect Your Deck with insights on Flesh and Blood outside of Flesh and Blood. We're going to have plenty of Necromancer content brought to you by yours truly. We're going to have plenty more content as well, so stay tuned. I'd love to say it's been a pleasure. It's been miserable. Thank you for watching. We will see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Peace. Oh my god.
Yo, I'm hurting. I'm really hurting. I'm for real, I'm hurting.
We're good. The recording's good? No issues?
All right.